Pikachu can talk to humans? Really? This movie stooped down to? Come on! No! No! Well, yeah, it's true, we're gonna have a talking Pikachu. But either way, welcome everybody to Jubilife TV, our podcasty type of show thing that I don't even know what it is yet. But hey, we talk about news and community and interviews and all that type of good stuff. And with that being said, let's start off with the news, and we'll start with talking Pikachu. Specifically, Detective Pikachu, birth of a new dojo, was confirmed earlier this week. And after kind of knowing about it for years now, it is actually becoming a thing. Right now, it's only coming out in Japan. We have a release date of February 3rd this year, so very soon it will be sold for 1,500 yen and a discounted price if you download it early, only on the eShop. And I mean, yeah, it's a Pikachu that has a really funky voice. Yeah, and it can talk to humans and Pokemon, and I don't know, it's weird. It's like, Pikachu, no, it's supposed to go Pika Pika, woo, Pika Pika, no. You're not supposed to talk to humans. It just doesn't work that way. Either way, there is, we're starting to learn a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more about this game the closer that we get. So if you guys want to check out details, check out the story about it down below, and you can see like little details and everything. But I'll share a couple little bits with you. It is going to start a quote-unquote smug, talking, lovable Detective Pikachu. So that's a thing. It is listed as a puzzle-solving cinematic adventure game. Yeah, that's a little specific, but yeah, kind of like a Professor Layton kind of deal, and it is going to take place in Rhyme City with a human character called Tim Goodman who looks a lot like P.D. Winnell. So that's a thing. It is a one-player game with no online or communication features, and yeah, the Pikachu can talk. So like I said, there's more information, more specific details. Like I said, if you want to check out every little specific spec about it, then you could check out the link down below. Yeah. Super Bowl! Yeah! It's coming soon! And Pokemon is launching a ad for it, which is pretty cool. We have seen an extended version of it, which is a little over a minute, and we will see a 30-second version of it during the Super Bowl, in between, you know, with the ads and everything. It doesn't reveal anything new, but it is a pretty cool ad, I will admit, and it's a good way to promote the franchise, kind of something a little bit different. And there are tons of cool little Easter eggs, so if you want to check it out and let me know which ones that you see, there are some pretty cool ones. I like it, but yes, the full trailer will be down below. Is it a trailer? No, it's not really a trailer. It's kind of it's an ad. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's pretty cool. I can't really show the whole thing here because then, you know, copyright's a thing. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think they're going in the right direction with that. It's not a new game, but I mean, hey, you know what? You know what? They're trying to make Pokemon a bigger and better thing, and yeah, maybe, I mean, hey, a lot of people watch Super Bowl just for ads, so smart idea on their end, and pretty darn cool, I would say. Thank you, Nintendo, for another update! Woohoo! It just feels like last episode that we were talking about the update 10.4. Well, let's kick the news off right away with a system update that everybody, well, no one likes a system update. Who likes system updates? No one likes system updates. When a system update comes out, it's just like, oh my god, the world's gonna end! Holy crap! Oh wait. It was last episode that we were talking about update 10.4. So yeah, Nintendo released another update. Luckily, it was a minor one for stability issues, whatever, I don't know. But, like I said, luckily it was a minor update. 10.4 patched a lot of stuff. But luckily, 10.5 did not really change much. You know, 10.4 just fixed a lot of stuff on Nintendo's end, though, so that's not very good. And I also have two videos about it, one that says don't update, and one that says, okay, you're clear to update now. So if you want to check out the one that actually says you can update, that's probably, you know, the more useful one, and, you know, you can check out everything that is working on 10.5. Like I said, not a lot was touched, so we're lucky with that. And, I mean, hey, maybe next week we'll be talking about 10.6. Fuck. EVO! Yeah, that may not mean a lot to some of you people, but some of you just jumped out of your chair because you're like, EVO! Yeah, EVO! That is a very popular fighting competition if you have followed it over the past whatever amount of years. It is a gaming competition based off of a bunch of fighting games like Super Smash Bros. And other games that I'm not aware of because I haven't even heard of EVO until now, so I apologize if that's kind of bad, but I mean, hey, that's really cool though. Pokemon is going to be getting their own game in EVO, which is awesome. I mean, Pokken is going to be a part of it. It's going to be one of, I mean, not a whole lot of games that they're going to be showcasing, and I think that's really cool. It's going to be taking place between I'm thinking of January because it's like I'm recording this January, so yeah. Either way, July 15th through the 17th, and that's really cool, because it's like a Pokemon game is going to be at a fighting competition. That's pretty cool, I would say. So, I mean, yeah, technically we had Super Smash Bros., but I mean, yeah, this is a Pokemon-only title, so that's awesome to see. I mean, hey, Pokemon kind of expanding a little bit. I mean, it's a spin-off game, but still cool to see. I actually do find that pretty interesting that they're going to be featuring that in their competition, so not bad at all. Mystical distributions will begin this upcoming month for February. That is, of course, all the legendary Pokemon that we mentioned last week, and one that we have confirmed now is Mew. Mew will be distributed at a bunch of different GameStops in Europe this upcoming month, and if you want to check dates and more specifics about that, links, like I said, as well as everything else mentioned today, is going to be down below. But yes, if you want to check like dates and specific locations and countries and stuff, that's probably going to be important. But yes, the Mew will be distributed this upcoming month in Europe, and we have not heard word exactly will be distributed in the United States, but we probably will soon. So one of these Pokemon probably, I don't know, maybe a Mew as well. I don't know if they're going to do the same for everywhere, but we now have confirmation for that with Europe. Finally, last and definitely the least, the free 3DS software Nintendo Badge Arcade that was released pretty recently, like November, I believe. They'll be celebrating Pokemon's 20th anniversary with new Pokemon-themed badges and other cool goodies and stuff, so yeah. Fuck, I don't know, man. Community Spotlight! Yeah! Woo! Community Spotlight. Yeah. Woo! So, yes, today, our community spotlight is going to be NightCrow. This dude, first of all, his mascot is fucking amazing, man. Look at this Honchkrow. He's just like, yo, I'm Honchkrow, man. What up? I'm Honchkrow. What up, son? Yes, this dude is pretty awesome. I just found his channel today. I don't know how I'm just finding it today, because it is freaking amazing. He's been posting for almost a year now and has a bunch of cool stuff that you have to check out. His link is down below. But yes, he has an Elf Sapphire Wonderlock. He posts FFAs and a Platinum Egglock versus bouncing back and forth between him and Superlugia's channel. He completed a sweet version of Nuzlocke. I don't even know how you do that, because that game's like crazy. I haven't played it, but I know I've seen it, and it's like, whoa, that's candy and cool stuff. Either way, yes, he has a bunch of cool stuff. He's done quite a few series over there already, and he posts daily, so that is super duper cool. You guys should go check out his link down below. He puts a lot of effort into the videos. I can see it, and you guys should go check it out. Link down below. Alright guys, we are here for the interview portion of the show, and I am joined by BirdKeeperToby. What's up, man?
Hello, hey, thanks for having me. I'm all good over here, just ready to answer some questions for you.
Yes, got some hard-hitting questions here. It's gonna be
Pokemon.
Good. Yes.
Cool.
I got an easy one to start, though.
Oh, great, okay. Well, hopefully I'll pass your test.
Absolutely, let's go. What is the most challenging part of making your theory videos?
Oh, okay. It's not so much coming up with a theory as it is coming up with a theory that's interesting. Because lots of theories can be thought of. They're just generally, I think, they're a bit, you could make a whole plethora of theory videos, but it's just finding one that you think is going to be engaging, and that has actual sort of weight behind it. Often I'll find myself, I'll come up with an idea, which is obviously how these things start, and I'll have a think about, like, okay, what bits of evidence support this or discredit this, and then it's a case of like, yeah, but I need that extra bit of evidence. I need that extra bit of evidence, because without that, it's just a sort of slightly flimsy theory. And I think that's the main thing, is just finding theories that hold up. Because there's lots of things that you can speculate about, and I suppose, but it can just end up sounding like sort of bad fan fiction. When what, of course, you're aiming for is something that people are going to watch and go, that could legitimately be true, even though chances are that no one at Game Freak or Nintendo ever sat down and had that conversation and said, this is linked to this. I've got one video where stuff to do with the show relates to the game and relates to the manga, and that's my a theory about Team Rocket being in the GameCube games. And I mean, that theory is so ridiculously out there, but there's just enough evidence there that I think it's a really good theory, even though no one at any company ever sat down and said these things in the games and the show link up. So that's the hardest thing for sure, is just coming up with finding the bit of evidence, the single bit or the several bits that make the theory worthwhile.
Yeah. I mean, I know I saw your video with, like, the geography of Pokemon, how everything's, like, linked together, making the map, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, geez, that must have taken some time to think of.
Yeah, and you know what? There's always going to be things that you miss. There was one particular thing in relation to that, which could potentially completely discredit the whole theory, that I'm going to address in a follow-up video. That I've been trying to address in the comments, which is in relation to one of the places references another region, and it's kind of like these two should connect, but I've got my theory, I've got my arguments that it's backed up by other evidence, so that will be a future video.
That's great.
So, you can spend all this time just like getting the information, you've got your sources, but chances are there's gonna be a source out there, or there might well be a thing that just completely debunks it all. Which is always unfortunate, but so far most of my theories seem to have withstood the test of time, I think.
Of YouTube in the comments section, yeah.
Yeah, they've done well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, well, here we go, question number 2. We just saw very recently that Pokemon has announced the new game with Detective Pikachu. I don't know have you heard of that yet?
Today, I saw this like a few hours before this interview.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer.
So that's kind of interesting, not really to me, but hey, whatever. We've seen a lot of spin-off games either coming soon or have released already. So just overall, as like a blanket statement with Gen 6 in mind, you can take it as you want with if you want to do newer spin-offs or not. But between Super Mystery Dungeon, Pokken, and Go, and all this other stuff, which of the new spin-off games has interested you the most, whether it's come out or not? Which one has intrigued you the most?
Oh, blimey! I mean, what, as of the last year?
Yeah, you could period. Sure.
Oh, blimey. I mean, more than anything, the re-releases of the Gen 1 games are the main thing that I'm excited for.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, because for me, Pokemon, the fun that I have in playing a new game when it comes out, the new Pokemon games when they come out, is racing my friends who have just bought it at the same time, who are just starting at the same time. Everyone's racing towards that finish, and it's going to be really fun just playing against friends, and also being in a situation where it's not unreasonable to actually try and capture all 151 Pokemon, because this Pokedex is far smaller than the Pokedex we're familiar with, in 2016.
Very true.
So I'm looking forward to trying to do this as a completionist and use some of my favorite Pokemon, and I know where everything is, and revisiting those things. It's difficult though, because that's not really a spin-off game, which is, I guess, the main point of it. I'm not overly interested in Pokken or Pokken, depending on how you say it, because I'm not good at Tekken.
Yeah, same.
and I'm worried that it's just going to be I mean, it'll be good for Tekken fans, but for me, I'm a little bit worried that it's going to be a Tekken game with a Pokemon skin. That said, maybe I'll end up getting it because it does look like it could be fun.
And it's one of the only damn Wii U games out there with Pokemon.
Pokemon Go is the definite, if it's a side game, if we're not counting the other stuff, Pokemon Go is the one I'm most excited about, because while it's definitely not going to be as good as the trailer with Mewtwo in Times Square, it's not going to be that cool.
I remember seeing that, like, come on, really now, come on.
It'll be the case that there'll be one of these events in Times Square, and 4 people wearing shirts like this will show up to actually do it, and everyone else will be like, what are those tourists doing? But I am excited about it because I feel like it's quite a big step in a direction that I think they should take, which is, imagine Pokemon Oculus or Pokemon VR, virtual reality stuff. I'm looking forward to that future. That's a future I want, and
that is weird. That is weird that you say that. Spoiler alert, I actually just did, out of order, the interview for next week, and spoilers, Next, that was actually something related to what I talked to him about. Zypher, he was on the next one, and
oh right, yeah.
And we talked about Pokemon VR, just out of nowhere. It's going. We're getting there, man. God damn it, VR.
Because it's just one step towards making Pokemon real, which is always going to be the ultimate, I guess, goal.
Yes.
And I love the idea that they've discussed that you'll find water Pokemon in water areas, and it's not going to be like there's going to be Pokemon everywhere, and it's almost going to give you that experience of going on an adventure. I'm going to spend a good few days, and I'm hopefully going to record the process, going around my town, searching like local fields, not having really any sense of direction as to where I'm going, just knowing that I'm going out, I'm hunting for Pokemon, and I'll see what my local area has to offer. That's so...
I'm very interested by that. I'm so excited to see how it's going to turn out.
It's going to be great. So that's the one I'm... yeah. If it's not the re-releases, it's that one, Pokemon Go.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that one too, and maybe where they'll go from there. Definitely they have a lot of potential. But anyway, Pokemon has kind of, I guess we could say, a little resurgence, since X and Y with the graphical revamps and everything. How has YouTube, Twitch, etc., social media, all that type of stuff, taken a role in the Pokemon franchise, especially recently, the last, 5-10 years?
I mean, it's taken a big part of marketing. I didn't know. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for several years now in various different channels and in different ways, and I had no idea that Pokemon on YouTube was a thing until I was watching, until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire got announced, and X and Y when they were announced, and I saw these names when X and Y were announced, talking about all these new Pokemon, and then again when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I saw the same names, and I was like, oh wait, there's people who do this regularly. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think it's acted as this massive marketing force. I mean, I've been hearing from people who run... I've got a friend, PD Winnell, who runs a news channel primarily, and he was telling me how, back when these games were being announced and news was coming out, so many more people were watching. And that's not just because, people have sort of just gone and left his channel specifically. It's because at that time when a new game is being announced, everyone, whether they're a hardcore fan or a sort of peripheral fan who only plays very occasionally, it's a keyword in their head. They think, oh yeah, I remember that, I want to look it up, and they're finding, they may not have a connection with a streamer or a tuber in particular. They may just want the news, but people are searching more than ever, and I think as a result of that, there's more content there than the limited amount that Pokemon, the official Pokemon company, release, which is just sort of, here's your trailer, here's your next trailer, here's your next trailer. We're acting as a... Yeah,
the Pokemon community just takes and puts a big old spin on it, whether it's good or not. And usually it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, and I've sort of lost my trail of thought a little bit. But, blimey. But yeah, I mean, you've just got sort of several hundred people acting as a advertising campaign for them, and I think they understand that. There's a lot of gaming companies, and Nintendo has been part of it as well with their thing on YouTube, where they announced that you have to go through their network or something like that.
But not with Pokemon, and that is
not with Pokemon.
Yeah,
and I think there's certain powers that be that know what we're doing and see this and are sort of like, this is a good thing. It doesn't even matter if they're critically reviewing the game or talking nonsense, making theories, or whether they're playing the game and giving these characters rude names, which a lot of some of the biggest Pokemon YouTubers. I mean, I keep my channel PG, but there's lots of personalities who sell themselves on being a little bit more lewd, but they see this and they don't freak out. They don't go, oh my goodness, Pokemon has this association with them. They've seen, no, our fan base spans over, sort of 20 years, and that's the range of audience that we have, and it's a good thing. And I think as long as that relationship maintains, the online creators, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, Vine, whatever, and the Pokemon company is going to be a good one.
Definitely.
And we're gonna take a bigger part of the things they do officially. I mean, you see stuff like as well. Sorry, I'm going off another tidbit. You see stuff like Pokemon Symphonics, which I believe started as I might be wrong here, started off as a YouTube thing. It was, you know, fans.
Yeah, that's how they were
doing their
mainly
thing.
advertising it. They reached
that's
out
how they
to
were
like,
advertising.
Chugga and Glitch and all these other people, and they were making videos about it, which I think is great.
And that's, you know, now they're taking people, creatives, and saying, this is really cool, can you do this under our official branding? And you get like people like Shady Penguin, who's big on both YouTube and Twitch, who's, you know, going and like commentating at the world championships for the card game and
That's incredible.
and the video game. And that kind of, that, as long as that relationship between the company and the creators keeps on developing, then I'll be happy.
Definitely.
You know?
Absolutely. Alright, well, hey, we have our 20th anniversary upon us, and these last two questions, hey, they're going to be a little bit, I hope they throw you for a loop.
Okay, go on, I'm bracing, I'm ready.
You're ready, okay. Where will Pokemon be in 20 years from now?
Well, hopefully, still making main series games in the same way. While I love, you know, adventuring in side games, and some of the side games have been some of the best. You know, I personally, I loved like Pokemon Coliseum, for example, where they had, you know, XD was like some of the best Pokemon games, and they had a limited number of Pokemon you could catch, and, you know, a different region. And while I hope they still continue to do stuff like that, you know, in Pokemon Go, I hope there's always a core franchise. I hope that continues, because, you know, I'm a fan. So hopefully there'll still be that in 20 years.
Do you think they'll be able to sustain that?
I think they will, and I think they'll find a way. Yeah, I think there will be, in 20 years, Pokemon, I hope, will be in the same format that we know it, where there'll just be this Pokedex of like 3,000 creatures or whatever.
That would be incredible if they could do that. I think that they can.
1,500 creatures. I think they can, and I think they will. Because, I mean, they're certainly not going to end Pokemon. Like, while part of me worries, like, oh no, all the creators that would lose their jobs if they ended, but they're not going to, because, like, Mario and, like, Sonic and, you know, Pokemon is an iconic household thing for a lot of people. So Pokemon will be here in 20 years, for sure. I don't doubt that at all. And I think it will be very much in the same way that it is now. That said, in terms of the technology, the way that we've advanced from sort of, you know, the black and white sprites to now where we are 20 years later with 3D models, that's only going to get better, and I would certainly like to see it move into the realms of virtual reality, which I think, I don't want to say virtual reality is going to become like the new mainstream.
I think it will. The only thing is,
yeah,
because I'm like a tech person, like, you need powerful hardware to run it, you know?
Well, the nature of technology, of course, is that it gets twice as fast and twice as small every, you know, every...
Exactly. I mean, we have Oculus coming out with their
Yeah.
machine, we have HTC and all that type of stuff. Nintendo, maybe 10 years from now, hey.
Who knows? I can't say for sure whether it's gonna, you know, replace the handheld console, or whether it's going to coexist with it, which is, you know, a possibility. But I would like to see that in there somewhere. In terms of, let's say they stick to the handheld console, then I can only just assume flawless graphics and just flawless images of these creatures, so much so that I feel like I'm looking at them as if they're animals in a documentary, you know, and I think maybe that'll be an approach I'll take.
That's gonna be crazy.
Although then again, I also do see that they might stick with a style, you know, and a sort of cartoonish style, and keep it that way. But that's never been a bad thing in the past. I mean, you look at Zelda Wind Waker, cel-shaded, it holds up, you know, because it's not trying for realism, and I think that's an important thing, and I think they'll know that. So, 20 years time, let's have some VR Pokemon stuff that feels real. Let's have some really good looking Pokemon, and let's have like another 720 of them. I'm up for it. I'm game.
Let's go. That's gonna be crazy.
Gotta catch them all, or as they say now, train on. Seems to be their new.
They have finally come to the reality. You can't catch them all.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe this is their acceptance of, look, the next 20 years, telling them to catch them all is a little bit unrealistic at this point. So, train on, kids.
Just keep training. Just keep buying our games.
Yeah, well, that's it. Give us money.
Alright. Well, our last question for today, similar to the last one, where will you be in 20 years from now? Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. Man, I don't know where I'm going to be 5 years from now. I think a lot of people see YouTube as the dream job, and it's a job I'm still trying to fully obtain and realize. But in 20 years, will I be doing it? I don't know. I don't know. It's a fun thing, but who knows? I'm a big sort of, social media and technology sort of person, and who knows if YouTube will even be here in 20 years.
Yeah.
I know I will be performing in some sense, but whether that's on YouTube, whether that's on the stage, whether that's in film, or on Vine, or in the eBay review section, who knows? I will be somewhere.
Still gonna be playing Pokemon?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm performing,
I was looking for.
will be. Wherever I'm performing, I will be taking my DS or whatever future console with me.
Lots of Pokemon. That's great.
Inspiring my creation. So, that's it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, anyway, that's all that we got for today. Thank you very much for joining me, dude.
Thank you.
It was a blast.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, that just about wraps it up for today, this episode of Jubilife TV, and we'll see you guys next week, next Saturday, and yeah, check out Toby's link down below. He has so many cool videos about stuff that will blow your mind away, and don't worry, you'll be able to get your mind back just once you stop watching, once you're done with the video, you'll have it back. But anyway, check his link out down below, as well as all our stories from today, and the Community Spotlight member, all that good stuff, link down below. Thanks for joining me once again, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.